So you'll like that I texted my mom to be like, hey, Isaac's banned from daycare because they're fascists. And she was like, yeah, I can't watch him. I'm going to Atlantic City.
Nice.
I
A
was like,
plus.
no.
That's awesome.
I lose on so many levels. One, because I need to take time off work now, and two, because I want to be in Atlantic City. Howdy, it's Tuesday, July 25th, 2017, and this is episode 52 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City and Casino Biz podcast. I'm Kyle Askin, joined as always by Craig Stone. What's going on, Craig?
I am very excited because we have something to talk about that is exciting and related to Atlantic City and us going to Atlantic City.
We should probably jump right into that, right?
You want to start with that rather than end with it?
Yes. I know you always like to bury the lead, but let's start with it.
It's my favorite thing.
I know. To have me reorganize your meticulously crafted show notes on the fly.
When I taught undergrad journalism, lesson 1 was always bury the lead. The most important thing should come at the very end.
At the very end.
Yeah.
It keeps people reading the whole way.
Yeah.
That's important. We'll let you listen to the important stuff and then turn us off if you want.
Fine.
So we have a trip booked, though I think we're still a little bit light on details. Yeah. But
well, is actually not accurate. You have a trip booked.
I have a trip booked.
I'm in the process. I have nothing booked yet.
Yeah. So I have Tropicana booked from Thursday, August 10th through Saturday, August 12th. I say that with the caveat that I'm not positive I'm actually staying both nights yet, but
you should.
I have a hotel both nights anyway. So yeah, we will at the very least both be in Atlantic City. I will say the night of Thursday, August 10th.
Yeah, so I have not booked anything, bus, hotel, or anything, because my rates are terrible. I had a very brief period where I could have gotten a comped room in the Caesars Forum Tower with our friend Andy as a companion code. That disappeared, and then he signed up for the Total Rewards credit card, and I can no longer use his companion code, because now he's platinum, and it rejects it and gives me an error saying that he's too cool for me, so he has to go in and sign up.
Yeah, just if you've never actually signed up with a companion code on Total Rewards, whoever has the higher loyalty level has to actually do it. So if you're gold, you can't have a platinum or a diamond as a companion.
Yeah, I mean, my assumption is that they are not trusting their front desk people to actually check the Total Rewards cards. In that I don't think I've ever had my Total Rewards cards checked when I've logged in with a comped room booked. So
really? I mean, you give them your ID.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. But the companion card, they probably do not check. Yeah, I guess it's not like they need my...
I mean, we've done companion cards many times, and I think if you have two people on it, you have to have both people when you're checking in.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while since we've done a companion code. I definitely remember in Vegas, they made us wait. They were like, you're not here, like Flamingo. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. It's been a while, actually, since we've done companion code, because typically I'm saving you like a nickel on your room rates. So if you're getting comped, it's comped with or without me. So there's no reason to add me as a companion code and make both of us saddled with a trip or whatever, obligated to play.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I mean, if I'm a companion... and then I go and, barely gamble at all because I'm sick, which happens. Then,
it's been known to happen.
Yeah. Then I'm on the hotel room as having stayed there. If I don't gamble at all and I'm not on the hotel room, it's like I was never there. Science, Kyle. Think about it.
I mean, but we know whether or not you are on the hotel room, you're going to come down, play like video poker for 10 minutes, and then never gamble again.
That's a slight exaggeration, Kyle.
You're going to get your free play, use it, and then go directly back upstairs.
And just go to bed.
Yeah.
and just wake up really hungover for like no reason at all. So I have not booked because of the rates, because they're bad. So I'll see what happens. We also, part of the reason I haven't booked also is that we sort of have a moving target with nights. With, you're not sure if you're going to stay through Saturday. We have one friend who thinks he's going to come
Thursday, and another who might come on only Friday.
So we might only need one room both nights total. If neither of them come, we might need 2 rooms both nights. We might.
Yeah, that's true. If neither come, you can just stay with me, and that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very slim chance that we would need a third room. No, there's no chance we would need a third room. 4 is evenly divisible into 2.
I think I have I don't think I told you this, but I think I'm in the North Tower, I think, which is newly renovated.
Nice.
So it should be much nicer than the shitty West Tower, which I've always stayed in at Trout.
Yeah, cool. So we're excited to have a trip booked. Mm-hmm. This is sort of your last hurrah, right? Because you've got
this is going to be my last trip to Atlantic City until I would say at least. I'd say the absolute earliest to even consider would be like February of 2018, and maybe even later than that. So,
wow.
Because just so you guys know, when we started the podcast, it was my first was 1 month old. And do you remember? I think we got out in February of the following year was.
That sounds right.
Our first trip. So I think that's kind of like the bogey that I would go for, is try maybe to do like a February or a March trip. Next year will be my next time going to Atlantic City, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'll have to.
You, on the other hand,
hold down the fort.
Yeah.
I'll probably
make sure we still have some AC street cred.
Yeah. I don't know that we have any street cred to begin with, but, I
mean, we are the podcast about Atlantic City. So.
That's true. We have some cred somewhere. I don't know if it's street cred.
Internet street cred?
Sure.
Podcast nerd street cred?
Yeah, that sounds right. Podcast nerd cred, you can just take out the street part.
Yes, that's true.
So, anything else? Should we do a meetup? I think that's a big question. Putting you right on the spot.
I don't know. Thursday night seems like a weird night to do it, especially with only like 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have to be. It's going to be super casual because there's not going to be much notice, but it probably depends on if you're staying Friday night, and then we could do something like Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to like really know for a while. So
okay, so
yeah, it might not be great. When are you? So you're not going to come down until like actual Thursday night, though, right?
I'm hoping to get there in like the 3 to 4 range. It may be more like the 6 range, but I hope not. Depends on what happens in the next week at work, or in the next 2 or 3 days at work. So we'll see. And then I'm hoping to stay through Saturday regardless of what anybody else does, just because if I take a bus back Friday night, it's going to be a ridiculous mess getting into the tunnel into New York on a Friday night. So I might as well just wake up early on Saturday and go. Unless the room costs $400, in which case that really makes no sense at all.
You will have a room available to you on Friday night if you need
it. Unless there are 3 of us there, Kyle.
Unless Dave comes. But Dave's not coming, so.
Dave, if you're listening to this.
You're not coming.
Kyle has no faith.
No.
I'll withhold my statements on my faith. So really quickly, anything, if you're staying at Trop, I feel like we have to do Tony's Baltimore Grill, right?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Don't you want to check out the 2 new places that I went my last trip?
I do.
Aren't you jealous?
I am. I think we have to do the Olan happy hour required.
The Olan happy hour was very good. That would be my recommended. And if we actually stay Friday night, we can do the late night happy hour at Okacha.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which is only on Friday and Saturday night for some reason.
Reason enough to stay Friday night, Kyle.
I'll do everything I can, I promise.
I know you're always looking for a reason to stay one less night than normal.
Yeah, I know.
That's you. Like when we went to Vegas and you got there like 2 nights ahead of everybody else and left 2 nights after.
And stayed like 1 night after everyone.
Yeah. So a couple quick things that we could do are check out the work on the exterior of the Taj Mahal, which just started. I know how excited you are about that from our talks in previous episodes.
So excited.
I think right now it seems like they're just removing some of the trim and stuff. It probably doesn't look all that exciting. I want to see like the Fallout 5 version of the Taj where it's like missing stuff, like mid Death Star construction Taj Mahal. That's what I want to see, and that's not what we're going to see.
No,
3 weeks from now. So I'll link to an article that talks about the start of that. Nicholas Huba, Press of Atlantic City article. The other thing, Pier AC, which we talked about, I don't know if it was last episode or a couple episodes ago, has opened with very little fanfare, it seems. I haven't heard anything about it, except it appears that they have hosted dueling pianos, and they have plans for 2 shows by a local reggae band. Their Facebook page seems to be getting about as much action as the AC Fan Expo's Facebook page was. The picture that they posted in, I can't remember if it's late June or early July, basically looked like they had set up a bar in the middle of the thing, and that was pretty much it. And they're just going to have music there, and you can drink at that bar and listen to music, and other than that, you will not notice any changes on that pier. So I don't know what kind of, crowds it's getting. I'm going to guess not big.
Limited.
But, as we mentioned, they're looking for locals, and we're not locals, so maybe we just haven't heard about it, but there hasn't been much talk about it in social media, the media. Their website even still says opening soon, despite advertisements for events that are in the past. So, I don't know. If anybody's been, let us know.
No one's been, Craig.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
that closes the chapter on that.
I mean, we can walk by and check it out. Do you even want to go, though, at this point? Do you want to support whatever Bart Blatstein is not doing with the Showboat?
No, I mean, I want to go. I would walk by and see it.
We could see it.
Just to gawk, but I don't want to, spend any money there.
No.
Apparently, there's a pub on Steel Pier.
At the end of it,
see that.
You should check that out.
Yeah, I want to see that. That's probably interesting or really divey and awful, but...
Divey and awesome? Is that what you said?
I said divey and awful, but I meant divey and awesome.
I know what you said, yeah.
I mean, I'm picturing it as being straight out of, 1925. I'm sure that's not the case, but that's what I want.
Mm-hmm. It's like you have to go through the secret door to get to the pub?
Yeah, or just, nothing in it has been updated in...
Yeah, probably more likely.
90 years, but the pier is probably, burned down and been rebuilt in that amount of time. Not up to date on my history.
That would be cool. I would do that.
Yeah. So I'll stay at the Showboat, and it'll just be a really short trip.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'll just sneak into the Taj and sleep in one of the moldy penthouses, and then walk across.
And die of some sort of horrible infectious respiratory disease.
Take the sky bridge across the unused sky bridge across to the Steel Pier, where I breathe my last breath from the black mold. Good story. Anything else about our trip?
Yeah, I was going to say, anything else we need to talk about our trip? I don't think so. I mean, we should probably figure out if we're doing a meetup or not. But we'll just say whether or not we're doing a meetup if you're in the area that weekend, especially that Thursday night or kind of Friday morning. Let us know. We'd love to meet up with you.
Yeah, probably even into Friday afternoon.
Yeah, if I leave Friday, it'll probably be Friday at dinner time. So
yeah, so we'll be.
It's not going to be a huge difference, honestly, either way. Because if I stayed until Saturday, I'm going to leave Saturday morning. So
yeah, but it makes a difference in your drinking level on Saturday.
Well, Friday too, but I mean, I can drink plenty at home on Saturday.
That's a good point.
Actually, I'd say I could drink more on Saturday if I was not driving.
On
Saturday.
Oh, if you got home on Friday?
Yes.
Interesting. But it's not the same, because you're not...
It's not the same.
The background of your drink needs to be casino carpeting and video poker.
Yes, and cigarette smoke.
That's true, too. The drink just feels so much better when it's engulfed in cigarette smoke.
Yes. All right.
But we'll have another episode before then, so we'll have a whole trip planning episode. Which, not that this episode so far, however many minutes into it has not been a trip planning episode, but we'll have a real trip planning episode.
I think this is good just to I mean, I think that in all of our previous trip planning episodes, it's been the same, just to kind of show how haphazard we are about planning our Atlantic City trips, because this is pretty par for the course, I think.
Well, we had one where we announced a meetup like months in advance, and I was really proud of us. And then since then, all very, very impromptu, sometimes even requiring someone else to intervene and suggest and a time and place.
Shout out to Ed for being our official trip planner.
Yeah. I like it.
All right. Let's jump into the news.
Okay.
Get through this. Make it a quick episode. So, I see here you wrote that a guy from Brigantine, for those of you who don't know, the island just north of Atlantic City, won the only accessible by Atlantic City, right? I think there's another way to get on or off that island.
I'm not sure about that. You may be right, but I don't know.
I can check that while you're talking about this, but he won the World Series of Poker main event, $8.1 million.
Yeah, so Scott Blumstein won. It was like 3:40 in the morning, I think Vegas time. So like 6:40 in the morning here. Shockingly, I did not stay up to watch it, but he did say that he credited living in New Jersey, playing online in New Jersey against, well, not necessarily against good players online in New Jersey, but just the fact that he's able to see so many hands. And, you know, pros who are only playing live poker do not see a lot of hands. It's funny that he would mention that because, you know, 10 years ago or whenever before poker got
Black
killed.
Friday.
Yeah.
That was 6 years ago, man. It seems like not that long ago.
Oh, I was going to say it was closer to 10. Feels like a long time ago that I was playing online poker. But, yeah, back then it was like everybody who they talked about at World Series of Poker was playing like thousands upon thousands of hands a day on online poker. And now it's like you've got to be in one of a couple states to play legally. But, yeah, so that, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's good to have a New Jersey person win talking about New Jersey. I doubt that there will be much of a link to Atlantic City or any Atlantic City casinos are going to play this up at all, because I don't think poker really resonates too much or draws too many people to the AC casinos, but still cool that it happened, and congratulations to him. I'm sure he's listening.
It is cool.
So
yeah, I'm sure. I do have to say, I think it is I think there are things about online play that do make it advantageous beyond just the ability to see a lot more hands. You know, you have the ability to put stuff into like solvers and stuff. Like, I don't know how much you know about like the current state of online poker, but there's a lot of tools that are available to give you like a lot of in-depth math about your hand and where you were in it and stuff. And it's a lot easier to do that stuff at an online table, like shortly after the hand, or if you're being naughty during the hand, and that you really can't do in a live game. So
do you mean that you can take that analysis and just from having seen that from so many hands,
right,
use it in live poker?
Yeah. Basically, you can just, it's like a lot of situations that you kind of know the truth about because you can run them through the computer. I mean, you know, just to be clear, in case you're not kind of up to date on where the poker world is, it's perhaps not in no limit tournament action, but, you know, at least in heads up, it's been proven that the best heads up poker players in the world are not people, but computers. And, you know, there's a lot of situations where the computers are just much, much, much better than people at figuring out what the truth of the situation is. So
even if people are trying to act erratically and bluffing and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, that's actually an important part of poker. I mean, if you heard about like there was like this big heads up no limit tournament that was in Pittsburgh against like man versus machine, essentially. Yeah. But so I think it was University of Alberta or something made the program, which I embarrassingly don't remember the name of right now. But basically, even like so, perfect play from the computer standpoint is not necessarily deterministic. It is, you know, 80% of the time doing this, 15% of the time doing this, and 5% of the time doing this. So it's not 100% of the time you have to raise here or whatever.
Mm.
So that is a part, like playing quote unquote erratically is kind of part of proper poker play.
And it's built into the AI of this thing.
It is built into the AI, the neural network that powered this thing.
Mm. Is it gaining sentience and going to destroy us all?
It
is Skynet.
Maybe.
When the Terminator comes and is beating all of us at poker, we'll know why.
We'll know why, or chess, or Go, or whatever.
So I've now mentioned Star Wars and the Terminator. Well, let's see what other old movie references I can get in this episode.
Poker and Go, I think, are a bit more, they're more AI driven per se. Chess was just was a bit different, the process of that. But anyway, this is a conversation that no one in the audience cares about.
Yeah, you're out of my comfort zone, Kyle.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Caesars?
Yeah, we
and
should talk about Bally's and Caesars and how they're crappy.
Upbeat.
Yeah, that's more right up your alley. So I know that it's something we've talked about quite a bit. Is how Bally's and Caesars, well, particularly Bally's. I don't think we've really lodged this complaint too much against Caesars because it tends to actually be pretty nice, I think. That they seem not to be making the capital expenditures that all the other casinos are making. And it turns out that the things we've been saying are actually true and have been borne out by the Department of Gaming. So you can go a bit more into this, but the basic rundown is that the Department of Gaming is claiming that these two properties, which are going through the bankruptcy right now because they're in the arm of Caesars that is going bankrupt, unlike Harrah's, which is not. These two properties have not been investing in their properties the last few years, and so the Department of Gaming is basically not that happy that in their eyes they're not doing what they need to do. And essentially, there's a few things that CET says they're going to do here, but it doesn't seem like all that much. So,
yeah, you mentioned Harrah's. They obviously got a pretty big investment in the conference center. Like, that's a big investment, and all the waterfront tower rooms, or Bayview tower rooms, got renovated as part of that whole conference center plan. But like you mentioned, that's not in the arm. Basically, they put all their non-profitable or less profitable entities in the bankrupt arm, right? Yeah, all their financial shell game that they did. So right now they have $2 million budgeted for Caesars updates in 2017 and $4.4 million for Bally's, which seems like absolutely nothing. Like, I don't know. At some point, you're just like replacing the carpeting that has cigarette holes in it, right? and that's eating up that
which they did.
So 2018, though, that number is going up to $5 million for both properties. So don't sleep on 2018 seeing some big improvements. But yeah, really, you're not going to see much in the next 18 months. Just it doesn't. They don't have that much budgeted. The New Jersey Division of Gaming Enforcement said that, in the division's opinion, the projected capital expenditures for 2017 and 2018 would not be sufficient to address past deficiencies and provide a much-needed boost to their competitive position. So the DGE feels bad for them, man. It's like, you guys need.
It doesn't sound like feeling bad for them. It sounds like they're complaining.
Right? No, it's a complaint. So CET, Caesars Entertainment's chief financial officer Eric, I think it's Hessian, but it might be Hessian. I have no idea. Says that they're planning to redo the suites at Caesars and update 100 more rooms at Bally's over the next couple of years. I mean, 100 rooms at Bally's.
100 rooms does not sound like very much.
It's not a lot.
And there's not a lot of suites at Caesars either.
So. Right. I mean, I think the suites in the Ocean Tower
they're all in the Ocean Tower.
Yeah, are definitely in need of a refreshing. But it's a little disappointing that they're not doing more. I mean, I also feel like Caesars casino floor could use some being brought into 2017, but
how so?
It just looks the same since we started going. It hasn't changed at all since we started going.
You could say the same thing about Borgata, though.
Yeah, but Borgata started out nice. I don't know. There's something about Caesars that is like the lighting is very like yellow, and combined with the colors of the walls and the carpeting, like everything has this weird sort of yellow glow to it. But I guess Caesars Vegas does too, so I don't know why I think it's so weird.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It doesn't strike me as weird. I mean, if I was going to complain about just the upkeep of one of those properties, it wouldn't be Caesars. So
yeah, I don't know. I think there are a couple of places on the Caesars casino floor that feel like dead zones that they need to,
like the entire front. of it
Yeah,
or back of
directly
it, depending on which way. Yeah, directly under the hotel lobby is horrendous.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
No, that is bad. That whole area there, kind of heading towards the bus terminal, is not good.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what else really there is to say about this other than there's not going to be much happening. I mean, I don't know what I would like to see as major updates. Like, we're fairly happy with the Caesars rooms. They've redone the Forum Tower.
I mean, they're still not great, but
the Forum Tower rooms, you mean, still not great?
Correct.
Right, but I don't know. I guess it's not like they're going to redo them, right? Like they're
that is what they are, and yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean every property except for Borgata has lower level room offerings available. So
for the club people,
and us,
yeah, and us apparently. I don't know. I mean, Bally's I think has way more issues. Like they need some work on a bunch of rooms. They need work on their elevators. Even though they
need to fix the Park Place casino floor because it's terrible.
Even though they redid it like 2 years ago, they need to redo it.
Is it like a pleasant place for you to be in?
No.
It's not, right?
I mean, it looks like, I don't know, like the inside of a really crappy Vegas casino, like a crappy downtown Vegas casino that you wouldn't want to go to.
A less pink flamingo or something
like
that?
I think, less pink flamingo is like a perfect description. I was going to say flamingo, and I was like, flamingo is like really pink. Doesn't really look like that, but that's the vibe is very similar.
Yeah. Only without Margaritaville.
But, I mean, we do still spend a lot of time there. I think we've definitely shifted away from those two properties. I mean, that was the center of our gaming for quite a while.
Yeah. No, we have. I mean, I've certainly, in my last few trips, spent a lot more time away from those two properties than I used to. Though, really, it's the brunt of what I've been spending my time away from is Bally's. I mean, I've actually probably go to Caesars about the same as I always have.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I mean, we used to spend a lot of time at Park Place.
To almost zero.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to spend a lot of time.
It's not a place I like to be.
Yeah, it's not great. They should fix it.
They should make it better.
So if you're reading this or listening to this, Caesars, fix it. It's my advice. I can be hired for consulting if you reach out to me at doforawin@gmail.com.
Hashtag monetization.
Yes, hashtag monetization. This is brilliant. Brilliant marketing.
Anything else you want to say about Bally's and Caesars?
No.
All right.
It's sad.
It is sad. I mean, Bally's Park Place, it's like, to me, one of the iconic properties in Atlantic City, and I just don't think it's in good shape right now. So
yeah, I mean, even the pictures that they tweet of the tower, like they'll be like, "Oh,
Bally's Tower,
another great weekend in the books," and they post a tweet of their like pink tower that like some of the windows have been replaced with like clear windows, so it looks like there's just weird blotches in the pink tower. Like that doesn't make me want to go there.
I've never stayed in Bally's Tower. I need to do that. You stayed in Jubilee Room, right? So you've been in there.
Yeah. The room was okay. The
elevator was terrifying.
The elevator was really bad. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be up for doing that again. So that's that.
All right. So CRDA has entered into 2 deals to bring destination events to Boardwalk Hall and Convention Center. There are basically there's no information really about these deals except who they're with. There's a $4 million deal with WME IMG, who is one of the biggest talent agencies in the entertainment sector, essentially, and they own the UFC. And they made a $3 million deal with Comcast NBC Universal, which we both don't really know what that means.
Yeah, I tried to look up what their live events are, and everything was just about like live streaming of like the Olympics and other stuff that Comcast owns. I mean, they do some VR stuff for like Live Nation concerts, but that's not going to be a destination event, quote unquote. So
it's probably some. I mean, it's got to be some sporting event that will be shown on those channels, right?
Yeah, that's possible. Sure, that's a lot of NBC sports related stuff. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to see out of this? Obviously your ears perk up with UFC, right?
Yeah, I mean I think it makes a lot of sense. So I believe that UFC has been to Atlantic City before. They've been to Revel, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% on that, but I think they have been. And MMA is actually a pretty decent thing. I think and I used to know a lot more about this kind of 10 years ago when I was really into the UFC, but I think there's a pretty big organization called Ring of Combat based out of Atlantic City that has plenty of fights around town. Um, so yeah, I think UFC would be cool. I mean, Boardwalk Hall, obviously an iconic arena. It's just cool to try to hopefully get big live events back there, whatever they may be, whether it be UFC or boxing or anything else.
Yeah. So the interesting thing, when I originally read this article, I thought it was just Boardwalk Hall, and then when I reread it, I saw that it also included the convention center, which sort of makes me wonder if the NBC Universal thing is going to be somehow related to some sort of bigger convention type deal, or maybe the IMG thing is related to a bigger convention thing with, obviously their huge stable of stars, if you will. But certainly the thing that I feel like jumps out as making a lot of sense is UFC. So you certainly know more about UFC than I do, in that I know basically only the hot takes that I see on Twitter.
And we all know that, I mean, those are 100% accurate, though. So
yeah, I mean, it's the best way
you know
to
everything
form
there
your
is to
opinion.
know about it.
Yeah, basically Dana White's a huge jerk, and that's all you need to know. So my understanding is that UFC used to be like, didn't happen that often, and it was like, this is UFC number 4, this is UFC number 5, and there's like only one event every whatever, like couple months. Mm-hmm. Do they have sort of like
Yes, there's a zillion events now.
Okay, that was my question.
So there's like the numbered UFC events. There's UFC on Fox. There's UFC on whatever FXX or like whatever the Fox FSN, whatever the Fox Sports Channel. There's probably other kinds of UFC. I admit that I'm not the most up on it now either. Like I said, 10 years ago, I knew everything there was to know about UFC. I've been to many UFC fights in Vegas and in other places around the country. So, but yeah, I'm my interest in that has kind of waned over the last 5 years. So I'm not the expert I once was on it.
So if they booked a UFC fight at Boardwalk Hall, would you go out of your way?
I'd try to go.
Assuming it wasn't like the day that your baby was due.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be that soon, but yeah, I'd try to go. It would be cool. I've never been to Boardwalk Hall, so I feel like that's something I have to do. I know we talked about it that the one night that there just happened to be some live boxing match in Atlantic City when we were there, and instead we hit a royal flush.
Yeah. I would take that trade, although I do want to go to Boardwalk Hall. I mean, it would be great to see boxing at Boardwalk Hall, but apparently that's rare and difficult to do. So, yeah, anything else on live events?
I don't really have too much else. And
we kind of
it looks like there's not too much else on the agenda.
Is there any random stuff you want to throw my way? I know you like to throw a curveball.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not prepared for this. Usually my curveballs come at the beginning of the episode, but
well, you did flip the episode around on me by moving the trip talk to the very start when it was planned for the very end.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you.
Sure.
How much leading up to an Atlantic City trip are you planning out, like, what you want to do and thinking about, like, it would be not even, I know that you're not a big planner.
All
so
right.
Not even, like, planning out, like, okay, Saturday I'm going to go to the walk, and then I'm going to go to Wingcraft. Like, not, like, specific plans, but, like, oh, it'd be cool if I could do this, it would be cool if I could do this. Like, because a big part of the excitement of having a trip is thinking about what you're going to be doing. And, sometimes work just robs that from you by actually making you do work, which I think has been happening to both of us lately. But how much of the lead up to the trip is like the excitement of like, oh, I'm going to do this stuff, or is it just like, I'm going to go gamble?
I mean, I will say over the last few years, especially probably since we started our podcast. Maybe even slightly before that. There's been perhaps a bit more of like me wanting to do other stuff. I mean, when we first started going, or like at least when I first started going, it was just like, I'm going to gamble. This is going to be great. I'm going to go gamble. It's going to be awesome. It's, still part of that, certainly, but it's probably a bit more than what it used to be, but still not a whole lot. I mean, I don't have anything in mind for our Atlantic City trip that I'm like, I really want to do that.
So you're not like getting jazzed up about specific things. You're just getting jazzed up about like
Atlantic City, man. Yeah.
So for me, the problem that I've always had is I do the opposite. Like I have so much planned out and I'm like, I could do this, 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 this. And if I like really plan it out, I can do it. And then like, one thing takes a little longer and all of a sudden that's all out the window. And then I start getting stressed about it. And it's like magnified by 100 with Vegas because we just don't make it to Vegas very often. But I feel like for this trip, I was thinking like, okay, well, I'm not going to have that much time, lead up time to think about this trip. And maybe that's a good thing. Like maybe the fact that I'm just going to go, maybe I just need to get excited about just like going and hanging out, playing some craps. If we make it to Tony's Baltimore Grill, great. If we make it to whatever else, great. But just, go and live in the moment, Kyle. Not worry so much about like the checklist of shit that I want to get done. I couldn't get through an episode without swearing. I'm sorry.
I'm just
tried.
I mean, I certainly don't care. I don't know. It's just, there's nothing really that I'm ever like, I have to do that. Or like maybe there's like something sometime, but it's never a huge thing. So like when you say that you have like this infinite list, especially when you go to Vegas, like I don't think I've ever had anything on my list when I go to Vegas other than like, just like do Vegas.
Wow. When I go to Vegas, it's like I'm like every night I'm sitting up reading reviews of places like, ooh, this would be really cool to go to, about places that I'm like what? Never going to make it
like
to.
Like restaurants or like what do you mean?
Like the Neon Museum and like various...
Why would you do that when you're in Vegas?
What do you mean? It's cool.
Vegas is cool because it's Vegas.
Like wandering around downtown, which we never make it to.
We went a few times ago, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I'm in Vegas, I don't know. It's Vegas, man.
That's interesting.
It's like the whole point of Vegas is not to have plans. It's just to like wander around with a drink in your hand on the streets and going and gambling. And I don't know. I mean, I planned that one dinner last time we were in Vegas.
Yeah, that turned out good.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. I mean, so that was some planning I did, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's funny because like me and my brother, if we end up going, like he's gone the last couple of times, I've gone, and like we will have long email chains about what are we going to do when, what's the best way to get in all the stuff we want to do. We'll like send back and forth sample itineraries that are like numbered lists that look like our podcast agenda, but are just like, well, if we get in and we go straight to this restaurant, we can eat there, and then like go get a cocktail here, go gamble a little bit here. And, you end up not ever doing all those things, but it's funny to sort of think about how different we are in these hypotheticals. But
no, I mean, I understand. I mean, I think my wife is a little bit more like you. And like when we plan vacations together, especially when it's just the two of us, she puts together pretty detailed itineraries, and it bothers me. And so we have animated discussions sometimes about it. But
so the funny thing is, one of the things that I hate the most in life is having things scheduled for me. So like I'm fine sort of building an itinerary.
So you're fine scheduling it for yourself.
Well, I don't even stick to my own schedule. So it's not even really a schedule. It's just like, here's some stuff that we could do. So when I build an itinerary, I have like 50 sample itineraries that like, well, if we end up doing this, then we could also like, we'll be in this area and can do this and this. But like, if something happens where my wife is like, oh, hey, I scheduled this thing, my immediate reaction, even if it's something that I know I'm going to like, is like, I have time now scheduled for me. I didn't want to have that scheduled for me. So I feel like that's like I don't know how I reconcile that feeling with my like need to schedule. And I feel like that conflict is what makes me stressed when I go on vacation.
Yeah. I don't know. Just let it go, man. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, if you put something on my itinerary for this upcoming Atlantic City trip, I'll be like, yeah, right, whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I'll see. I've got a vacation coming up that we haven't done a ton of like scheduling out of. It's just going to be kind of like, here's some stuff that we want to do. So, like, wake up. This seems good today. Let's go do it. And that's more probably how I should do Atlantic City. And because you end up with this list of stuff like AC Fan Expo, rest in peace, that I was like, I have to do this. And then I didn't do it, and I felt like it affected my trip, even though I still had a really fun trip. Like, I shouldn't think about that, I think. I shouldn't think about what I'm missing out on. So that's my goal, is not to be thinking about, like, well, I had this on my list and I'm not doing it, so I messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to find the balance between, like, having nothing on my list and having, like, a reasonable amount of things on my list. And having no must-dos. I think that's an important thing. Well, no musts.
I mean, we've got a trip coming up in, like, 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks, yeah.
So, that being said, we must go to Olan for happy hour. Man. So, yeah, we'll see how successful I am, and I can report back, probably having forgotten all of this and just going about my standard routine.
Yes, list making.
Yeah, of list making. So
your brother's definitely not coming?
No, definitely not. He's,
okay.
I mean, unless he has some incredible change of heart, I just can't see that happening.
No. Well, he's going to be up there the next week, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, so I'm actually going down to Atlantic City, coming home for a day, and then driving down to Ocean City, New Jersey. Which makes perfect sense in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that as an issue at all.
No.
Cool.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Or are you just going to close this thing out?
Let's do it.
All right. If you want to join us and many of the other listeners of the podcast, and perhaps even some people who don't listen, shame on them, you can join our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/do-for-a-win.
Yes, 900 members in the Facebook group.
Yeah, it's a lot. You can follow our content at doforawin.com. Find our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, or YouTube. Reach out to us on Twitter at doforawin, or send emails to us at doforawin@gmail.com. Any last words, Greg?
Yeah, just if you enjoy the show, go write a review of the show on iTunes. It is definitely helpful for us. Moves us up in the rankings or whatever. And,
do you know that for a fact?
No.
Or is it just hearsay?
That's what everybody else says when they finish their podcast, and I trust the masses, Kyle. I trust everyone else. So, I mean, whether or not it moves us up in the rankings, it does stroke my ego, which is just as important. So write a review. I mean, I guess a 1-star review wouldn't, but it would be funny if you're just going to blast us on there. Back when I was teaching, I did get a review that said that I was the worst professor at the school. So that was cool.
Was it truthful, though?
Was I the worst?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not.
There's a lot of
professors.
I might have been in like the bottom 10%.
Yeah,
but
that's not the worst.
I mean, I technically was a lecturer, not a professor, so the student is an idiot.
You should have replied with that.
Yeah. And like, kiss my ass. No, all those things are anonymous. I would have never had any idea.
All right, so thank you guys very much for listening, and we'll come out with a new one in a couple weeks where we'll talk a bit more about our trip. I like how the names of our podcasts have undergone 2 separate changes.
Yeah, so the first change
was that episode 9.
Yeah, that was an SEO thing. And then I was like, this is ridiculous. And I cut it down. I was like, after 25, everybody knows us. After 25, like, we're world famous, so I just shortened it.
We are famous, aren't we?
We are.